Well, hello there, boys, girls, and genderless aliens, and all denominations in between. We are going to sit down and do some fun stuff today involving Linux. Originally, this was going to be a Rocky Linux video, but I actually installed Rocky Linux and was playing with it and came to the conclusion that it's just not going to fit my needs, which is unfortunate, but I'm totally okay with that. So instead, what I'm going to do is I'm going to install Fedora. Barf, I know, it's, you have to tell people, they're like, oh my god, I use Fedora. Trust me, it's not my ideal setup either. That's not what I wanted to do. So the big thing that was an issue was the fact that you straight up can't install certain things. Like the repositories for them just don't exist. Like I couldn't install Steam. And you can kind of get around missing software by installing other repositories, but that only gets you so far. You can kind of do like a weird hybrid approach where you also do a bunch of flat packs to get the other stuff that you're missing. So you can do like a Discord flat pack. But I was also having weird compatibility issues with my GPU. It wasn't a good experience. So I think for this, I'm going to just quote unquote do it correctly and just install Fedora because it has all the repositories and is designed for people to actually use it. And we'll see how that goes instead. The experience of using Rocky Linux was actually really nice. I think I'm going to, when I do the home lab rebuild, I think I'm just going to use Rocky Linux as my basis for all my servers. I don't know. I might use Fedora Cloud. That looked vaguely interesting. So depending on how much I like Fedora here, we'll take a look. Who knows? We might try both. That's two content pieces for the price of none because I don't charge for YouTube. So you know. Okay, the installer is now booted. So it looks like GNOME is the default for Fedora. What? There's some input delay. Yeah, there's like input delay on my mouse. That's super weird. It's like it's double buffering VSync. That's very strange. We're gonna just chalk that up to potentially something weird with this installer. Maybe it's because it's using like a safe mode driver or something for video. Okay, let's just go ahead and install Fedora. Oh, that mouse delay is like gonna drive me insane. That's not good. Okay, so we're gonna do English, time and date, right? So we're gonna set this up. So what I want to do is I want to do custom. Yeah, custom, and then we're gonna hit done, and then that lets me set it up. Okay, right. So the way that I set up my daily driver OS is I have my slash partition, which is like where the OS and all the programs reside, 64 gigs. And my slash home is the largest partition because that's going to be where all my data is. That way I can rip and replace. I can just wipe slash and install a new distro, keep my home data, and I get to keep my Steam games. I get to keep my bash RC and like all that stuff. I don't really have to think about it too much. That can lead to some problems when you're distro hopping if you go from like one extreme distro to another extreme distro. I will say that I distro hopped from Manjaro to Ubuntu and like out of the box, and it just worked magically. So most of the time you'll be okay. But yeah, so this is how I set everything up for me. So this installer is a little weird the way you have to do it. I'm actually kind of glad that this is my second attempt using this installer because the first attempt was really awful, but I know how to use it now. Thank you, Rocky Linux failed video. So we're gonna hit that as our mount point for slash. We're gonna reformat it as ext4, label is slash, and then we hit update settings, which then puts it up there. So now our slash is on that partition. We're going to do the same thing with home. So we're going to reformat ext4 mount point slash home. And I like my labels to be lowercase because I use Linux and I'm very sensitive to capitalization nowadays. And we're going to do the same thing with a boot partition. So boot EFI. You know what? I probably didn't need to reformat this last time. I think that might be why my other OSs dropped off, but that's okay. So these are the three that Fedora is going to use: slash home, my slash boot EFI, and then we've got the three NTFS partitions here, which is my Windows install. I don't really use it as much these days. It's literally only used for Call of Duty and my Halo mod work, which now that MCC runs on Linux pretty well, and there's Steam Workshop support, I might just move my development environment to Linux. I need to test the tools though, because they can be a little finicky. It's the polite word that I'm going to use. So we hit done up in the corner. It gives us the list of things it's going to do. It's going to destroy the formatting for all 3 of those, and it's going to recreate them. And then it's going to mount it to home / and then /boot EFI. Perfect. So we're going to accept changes, and we're going to begin installation. So interestingly, on the Rocky Linux side, it let me like create my user and like all that stuff. This does not. So I'm willing to bet that's going to be out of box experience once it's actually installed. So that'll be interesting. So let's just let this go, and I'll pause this and we will come right back whenever it's finished. All right, we are finished. Let's go ahead and hit the finish installation button, and it's presumably going to reboot. What is it doing? That's not a good sign. I think it's supposed to reboot, but it didn't. I'm gonna manually reboot it, but if this breaks, it's not a good start. Okay, that's it. We're in. Okay, so yeah, they moved the setup to out of box experience. That's okay. I'm not connected to Wi-Fi. Oh no, not the display blanking out again. No, you were fine. Oh no, there's something wrong with Fedora and my graphics card. No. So maybe this compatibility issue is not Fedora's fault. Maybe it's actually something wrong with the driver. I don't know. I'm pretty sure it's like a driver issue, because like I'll see like glitchy artifacts on my monitor that I don't see on the capture card. Like the feed will split in half and like it'll be green and like all kinds of weird stuff like that. But it's funny because I can use the preview of the graphics card because it comes up faster than my monitor does. So like I'll see it for like a second and then I can hit a button and then wait, and then I can see it for a second and then I can hit a button. Like I can hit the skip button right now. My monitor came back and then immediately cut out. So, oh, this is going to be a very painful out-of-box experience. This is not good. Okay, I think I'm clicked into... Am I doing my username or am I doing full name? JRollo, and then let's see. I think it still used JRollo, so I think that's okay. I'm just kind of doing this blind. Pretty sure I hit the next button right there. Let's see. I did. Cool. This is not a great experience at all. Okay, start using Fedora Linux. Cool. So what fixed it was lowering the resolution a little bit and also changing the refresh rate. God damn it. Okay. I'm hesitant to blame my graphics card and the drivers. It could just be the capture card that's like causing weird signal. Okay, we're back. So fun story. I'm running in 1080p now because the mode switching was so bad and like the corrupted signals it was sending was so awful at 4K that it actually ended up crashing the driver on my capture PC for this capture card, which then crashed Windows and it had to reboot twice. So I might have lost some footage. I don't think I did. I'm using MKV, so I don't think I lost any footage. I also don't know what I'm gonna leave in and leave out because that was just, the display was blank for like 90% of the time and me just swearing. So yeah, if you're wondering where we are, where we left off, nothing. like literally that's all I was able to do, and it took me like 10 minutes to get to that point. So I'm in a fine mood right now. So what we're gonna do is let's go ahead and do the system update. Localhost live? Localhost live. That doesn't seem right. That's not the right host name. Hang on, am I? No, it changed the host name for some reason. That's weird. I am actually booted on my drive. That's fucking weird. This whole thing has just been super strange. Okay, whatever. All right, so the first thing that we're gonna do is we need to update everything because that was awful. Yum update. Right, that's right, cool. So we're just gonna let this run and do its thing. I have no idea what's causing that graphics issue. Like for real, if I can't get 4K 60 stable and it crashes my capture PC, this OS is unusable. So I'm really hoping I can fix that. I would love to actually play with Fedora on real hardware, but like, if I can't use it, you know. I think I'm gonna take a break while this is installing. I'm gonna go for a walk. I'm gonna go top off my drink, and we'll come back here whenever this is done. Okay, well, we've done a few upgrades. I made sure that my kernel was updated. I made sure Mesa was updated. Now that everything's updated, it seems to be fine. So it seems like there may have just been a really weird bug in a very particular version of either the Mesa driver or the kernel itself, some underlying implementation. It's been like a solid 10 minutes that I haven't had a blackout, and I'm at 38, 40, 20, and 60 at 60 hertz, so I think we're okay. Super weird that it was happening the way that it was happening. I don't know if it's just a Red Hat bug or if it was something else, but I think we're okay. I think we're good to continue. So what I'm going to do, well, I guess now at this point it's basically just set it up like how I would like my desktop environment set up, and we need to start doing some stuff. So the first thing that I want to try is Steam, because there we go, right away. Hell yeah. So Steam didn't exist like at all in Rocky Linux, and it was like basically impossible. I think the first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna customize my terminal here a little bit. This is just me being vain, so don't worry about it. Kind of like source code pro TBH. So we're gonna do that. Oh no, I just had a driver blackout. My screen just turned pink. Boy, that's not good. That's not good. I straight up am not gonna be able to use this OS. What the fuck is happening? That's super frustrating because I would love to be able to actually play with Fedora, but like if it doesn't support my hardware, I can't do it. Actually, you know what? Hang on. There is something that I can actually do on my Capture PC's side that might improve the situation a little bit here. Okay. So that theoretically, if it's truly something with the capture card, that will fix that. I really don't think it's anything to do with the capture card because of the fact that, wow, everything like changed size. Okay, so it definitely detected something different. So it's detecting a new display. So if there's something weird with the capture card and like the way that this is sending information, what I just changed should fix it. I really don't believe that to be the problem. Nope, it's still cutting out. This is so frustrating. Why is it so difficult to find Linux distributions that just work? Like, this should not be this difficult. Yeah, it's unusable. I can't daily this. I cannot daily this. I'm so upset right now. This is such a failure of a video. That's 2 back to back. All right, well, I don't know what to do now. So I guess the only thing I really can do at this point is, yeah, but that doesn't work. I wonder, is this like a Wayland issue? I'm wondering if it's a Wayland issue. So Wayland enable is false. Cool. I could probably get away with just a sign out and a sign back in, but I want to be 100% sure, so I'm going to do a reboot. I'm sorry if I just sound defeated and for the rest of this video. It's because I am, you know, I just want this to work. I got to figure out what to do if for whatever reason I can't get Fedora working. Like what operating system am I going to jump to? I don't know. Yeah, okay, so it reset my settings again. So that's a good sign. So okay, so this has that weird display bug that GNOME had on the Ubuntu USB. So I'm definitely running X. So I guess now we just fuck around for a while and see if we get a display cutout. Okay, well, if that's the case, we installed Steam, right? So let me go ahead and load up Steam. We'll get signed in. So this could potentially just be a GNOME issue. It could potentially be a Wayland issue. Whatever, I don't know. Seems to be fine now, so let's, while we're waiting for my phone to charge so I can do Steam, let's try out a little bit of Quake 3 just to see. Because if I immediately get like no 3D at all, then like it's obvious that something is broken. So, oh, this looks like crap because it's stretching. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, performance seems to be fine. I am doing this on a web browser, so it is kind of capped at 60 frames, but like it's not like doing any weird like screen tearing. It's not doing any weird like stuttering. It seems pretty fluid. The mouse is okay. Like yeah, I think we're good. So I guess now it's just a matter of waiting for my phone to charge. So I might just be playing Quake for a little bit while I'm waiting for that. Okay, so my go-to test game whenever I've got things up and running is, well, I guess the first thing that we need to do is I need to enable Steam Play, right? Steam Play for all other titles. We're going to leave it at 8.0. No, we're going to do 7.0 just because 8.0 has some weird problems right now. So we're not going to restart Steam just yet because we're also going to enable the beta update because the beta update's pretty cool. Why is this new Steam beta update not respecting my my scaling percentage? That's weird. It's a beta, I get it, but like that's kind of unfortunate because that's gonna make editing this video a nightmare. Oh no, it's not respecting my scale. Oh, that sucks. Maybe there's like a way where I can scale it up to match monitor setting requires a restart. Let me uncheck that. Maybe that will make it work. Okay, still broken. That's kind of fair. Kind of expected that. So then we're gonna go to back to interface. And then we're going to tell it to scale. Okay. Please work. Does it work? Great. Well, that's going to be very annoying. So my go-to test game is Risk of Rain 2 because it runs pretty well. It's a small download. So while that's downloading, there's some other stuff that we need to kind of do to get things working. So what I need, so let's try DNF install Mango HUD. Let's see if it's just in there. That'd be really cool. That'd be absolutely cool. So Mango HUD is something that I install because it basically gives me stats like I would get on MSI Afterburner. That's really nice and handy. So we've got that. I guess we might as well install some other stuff that I use. So let's go ahead and yeah, just store Discord. That's going to go really well. What else do I use? That's a good place to start. Let's just go ahead and start with this. I kind of want to swap out GNOME. I'm really not happy with GNOME. Oh, look at that documentation. Beautiful. I could do KDE Plasma, but nah. I wonder, can I do Cinnamon? That'd be kind of fun. Cinnamon does exist. Yeah, let's do Cinnamon. Hell yeah. So I want to allow erasing, so that way it will remove the conflicting packages and reinstall them. Yum's not too bad so far. Yum, DNF, whichever it is. It's not too bad. I kind of like the verbosity. I like the way that it formats things. The commands are a little weird, like group install. I don't know why I need group install, because like apt, you just tell it all the packages you want to install and it'll just do it. The search function was kind of cool though. That was kind of nice. So while we're waiting for that, one thing that if you want to use Mango HUD, what you got to do is you have to go to the game, go to properties, Mango HUD %command %. And that should just kind of make it work. I really got to look into using whatever interface the Steam Deck uses for its performance profiling. See if you can install that on just like any version of Linux. That'd be really cool. I'm sure that that's possible. I just haven't put any effort into even thinking about that. So when this is done, I can just log out and then log in using the new interface, and it should just kind of work. Okay, we're done. That was easy enough. Enter my password, and then I go down here. Here we go. So let's do Cinnamon. And then let's log in. There we go. We are now on Cinnamon. Awesome. This is super cool. Okay. That's easy. That's much easier than how I've swapped DEs in the past. So I don't know if that's just a age thing or if that is a distro I was using thing, but that was actually really seamless. So now, okay, yeah, so it looks like the scaling is just broken. That might be because I'm using X. Well, I guess now that I'm on Cinnamon, I should try Wayland again. That might make it work. Okay, so we've got everything set up here. I think at this point we just need to do a test. So let's go ahead and boot our game. And let's make sure that the graphics driver and everything's working. I'm hearing some weird noises and I don't know what it is. Is that like system notification sounds? What the heck was that? That was weird. Okay. So the in-game interface is scaled properly. Just the client is broken. So that's about what I expected. So my resolution in-game is not correct, but that's okay. Oh, the game is very quiet. I don't know what that's about. 640 by 480. Nope, it just reset to a default. So if I set this to 2160, okay, there we are. Running at 4K 120. Yeah, all the graphic settings are turned up, so yeah, this should be good. So let's play a little bit, see how it performs. Yeah, just like that, we are in the thick of it. It's performing fine. Yeah, everything's good. Some Mesa drivers are working and everything's just kind of good. Cool beans. All right, I gotta quit right now, or else I'll end up playing this for like forever. Is that like a system sound that I'm hearing? Oh, my system volume was turned down. That's why. Oh, that's why I have a battery indicator, because it's seeing my mouse. Okay, that makes sense, I guess. Okay, cool. So this is the basics of me setting up my Linux distro. Obviously, I'm going to go through and customize this a whole lot. What I really need to do is I really need to get the home lab up and working so I can get my network shares. That looks a little fucked up. I might need to relog for something like that. Okay, Fedora just kind of works for the most part. I'm really liking it. Those are some weird noises. I don't know why it's giving me weird noises like this. All these noises are strange. Like, I can't tell if it, like, something is broken or if that's actually what it's supposed to sound like. Oh no, that's a deb. I don't want a deb. Yeah, okay. Wait, didn't I install it via... I installed it via DNF, didn't I? Okay, so I think the first thing that we need to do is... Let me just make sure that I'm not stupid. No, I definitely installed Discord. Package 0026-1, so they just have an out-of-date version on the repo, which that's a problem because I can't install 0027. Oh, cool. So I can just make a little script. Awesome. So here's the other thing that I like about Linux is that you can just script a whole lot of what you actually want to do. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to create a new script. So we're going to do Discord update-sh. So I don't typically recommend just copying and pasting like random commands that you find on the internet. You need to actually know what they do. So let me go through all of this. Sheepbang /bin/bash. As my display cuts out, that's not good. Well, that one may have just been weird cable, whatever. That's actually super easy. So yeah, so there's nothing crazy going on here. So then we can just chown jrolo Discord update chmod 755 Discord update. So the reason why I want to do chown and chmod is because I'm root right now making the script in my home directory, so jrolo can't access it. Root can, so you have to change the permissions. And then we can just run the script. Discord update.sh. Boy, okay. Why? I'm so fucking... Oh, because it's going to root. Duh. I'm actually stupid. Alright, well, now that we've made our script, I'm totally editing out all of me being stupid. Don't worry about it. So we do that. And then it just kind of does its thing. I prompt it for that, and then I can just Discord. Just kidding. So now, it did that. So now I can just go to Discord. And it should just work. It did not work. Angry. There's an error launching the application. Well, that's annoying. Is Discord itself just broken right now? There we go. Now we're downloading. Okay. That was weird. I don't know why that just didn't work the first time, but whatever. Now whenever I launch Discord... Now whenever I launch Discord... There's no option to like edit the path, is there? So I guess let me relaunch it. Oh, it's just like broken now. Like I actually broke it. Oh, okay. That's cool. Oh, I'm having a good time right now. So I do that and it just like doesn't work. Even though I'm clearly doing the same thing. I'm so confused right now. This has got to be like a Discord bug. There we go. So it installed everything, right? So let me leave. I'm going to go to Discord. Hey, there we are. Okay, so I guess I just got to manually run the program too. That's super strange, but whatever. I know that might seem a little complicated. It's really not that bad. The script that I just found is like very straightforward. It's literally just downloading the file, extracting it, and then running the post-install script that Discord themselves provide to set everything up, and then you just run the program manually to update it, and then it just kind of works. That's really not that complicated. All right, so Discord now works. Sweet. This is where I plug my Discord server. Link in the description if you want to join it and hang out. We talk about things. Jibwood here installed Linux for the first time, so they're pretty chill. All right, I'll stop. I'm trying to think what else I should like kind of go over, because like there's a lot of little things that I can talk about, but a lot of it's just going to be like me customizing things, and I don't really know how interesting that's going to be for a video. Another thing that I like to install is NeoFetch. NeoFetch is useful for flexing. And another thing that I like to install is XPad Neo. Is that right? No, that's not what I want. I want X1, right. XPad Neo is another program. Oh, X1 does not seem to exist here. That's unfortunate. So X1 is a Xbox One controller driver. Oh, apparently I need to enable the repo. Okay, that makes sense. Little bit of instructions that we have to do here. Not the end of the world. Okay, so the repository is enabled. And then I also want to, so there's a firmware updater that I also want to do. So that's actually really nice. So let's install not only X1, but also the firmware updater. Now, the PlayStation controllers, I believe, actually just have drivers directly into the kernel. And I think the Xbox controllers will also just kind of work as direct input via the kernel driver, but X1 adds support for the wireless adapter and also adds support for like specific features like the audio jack and everything, and like all the other stuff too. So typically recommended to install XPad Neo as well. Or I did it again, X1. Let's see, what's some other stuff that I like to install? Yeah, this is literally just going to be me installing and customizing things. So again, I don't know how fascinating this is. Well, I guess it's useful because like we had to disable Wayland, so that's a bit of information. I showed off how to do Mango HUD, so that's nice. You know, while we're doing this, let's go ahead and install some other games. Let's install Halo. So the big thing about this is Halo has very recently added support for EAC, the anti-cheat on Linux. So this will be a good test, as if I can go online and I can play a multiplayer game just like I do on Proton Easy Anti-Cheat Runtime. Cool. See if I can do that just like I do on Windows. So here's the thing, is we're going to have to pick something that's going to be really quick and easy for me to download. None of these are going to be super quick and easy for me to download except for Halo 1, I guess. And then I guess Reach is also kind of small, so we'll do those two, and then we'll matchmake and just see what happens. So cool. Well, that's running. Let's also, I installed NeoFetch. I didn't show you what it does. So it does this. Kind of outputs your terminal colors and like a bunch of system information. So it's really cool for identifying what you're currently running. And just like I said, it's good for flexing. So there's going to be like a lot of other small utilities that I'm going to install. So we got the big stuff though. So let's install DNF, install RetroArch. Cool, and it looks like it's downloading the Git versions potentially, or these are just how they're numbering things. Yeah, Git. It could just be that's how they're versioning stuff, but it seems like they might be building the Git versions, which would be pretty cool. Let's see, what's something else that I do? I can't really access my local network, so I can't really set up anything as far as like the... Well, I guess I do still have the old stuff set up, so I can at least log into it and show you what it would look like. So if you have a network drive, this would be how you would mount it. So you'll want to become very familiar with your FS tab. /etc FS tab. There we go. So this is the setup kind of document, I guess, for how drives are mounted whenever the system is booted. So basically you put your file path, you put the drive path, you put the file path, the format, and then any properties that you want it to have, and then numbers. It's pretty straightforward. So you'll notice how these have UUIDs. You don't typically, like, you can get away with like dev SDA as like your mount path. So like that would definitely work, but the issue with drive letter assignments like this is they change. So whenever Linux reboots, there's a potential that they could change. If you move hardware around, they definitely will change. So you don't want to do that. You want to get your disk UUIDs. So there's probably better ways to do this, but this is just the way that I am used to doing it. So you do SBOK, and then the drive mount assignment. I guess you could just kind of just do this. Yeah, you can do it without the letter assignment. So if you do -F, it will just kind of output everything. If you know the specific drive that you're trying to check, you can just specify that particular drive and it will just output that particular information. So here's our UUID if you wanted to mount N1P1, so on and so forth. If I wanted to mount one of my NTFS drives, I can use these UUIDs, and that'll be how you put it into your FS tab. But what we're going to do here is we're going to, because it's a network share, so we do 192.168. 1.5, what's my file path here? So let's make a directory for NFS, cd into NFS, so we are now in NFS. Then we're going to make another directory for files, and we're going to make another directory for media. So now that we have our path set up, we can go to, let's see, so it's show mount 192.168.1.5. That's not quite what I wanted. That's what I wanted. Okay. var NFS files. So we're going to var NFS files. So we want this to be mounted in /mount NFS files. It is an NFS mount. We're going to do defaults, RW. There's a few other options for NFS that I don't remember off the top of my head. That'll be fine for now. T2. And something else that I like to do, it's completely unnecessary, but it keeps things pretty, is to just kind of space everything out so that way it's all lined up and visually looks nice. Cool. So that should be what we need to do. Then we, what is it? Mount -E, is that right? Mount -A. Mount -A, okay. Access denied by server while mounting, probably because I made a typo in my FS tab. So Mount -A, still uses the old version. Okay, so I have to do systemctl daemon reload and then Mount A. Okay, so now if I go to mount NFS files, hopefully there should be some crap here. Look at that. Bam, first try. So let's first off, let's make sure that we can actually read and write here properly. And then we're going to less hello.text. Hello world. There we go. So we have read write and our archive is there. Our files are there. Everything's good. So that'll be how you mount drives. That'll be how you a lot of stuff like USB drives. You don't have to bother with that. And there's also GUIs that you can do for editing your mounts, but that's the kind of manual way that I would do it. I like doing it that way because it's a lot more resilient. It just kind of works. It's cross-platform, meaning that if it works on Fedora, it also works on Ubuntu. It also works on Debian. It works on Arch. It just works. So you don't have to kind of have that institutionalized, segmented knowledge of, okay, this program works here but not there, kind of thing. Did Steam crash? Or did I close Steam? Oh, Steam crashed. That's not good. Oh, Steam actually mega crashed. I guess I might have. Nope, it's crashing. Fuck, man. Am I gonna have to not use Fedora now? All right, fuck it. I'm so upset right now. Well, I really want to use Fedora as my daily, but I literally can't. Nothing works correctly. Fuck, this sucks, man. Okay, so it starts to download. And then immediately crashes as soon as that finishes. Okay, so here is a little bit of helpful advice. If you start a program, can I run as a root user? You can suck my asshole right now. If you run a program via command line, you'll get all of the debug output from it. So you can kind of use this to track down issues. There's also log files, obviously, but I find this to be a lot more helpful. Oh, there we go. So there's the crash. It's already started. So yeah, so it's seg faulting. What the fuck? Okay. That honestly might just be because of the beta update. Yeah, I'm gonna opt out of the beta here real quick, and we'll just make sure that's unrelated. So again, I'm really kind of enjoying using Fedora so far, but like it just doesn't work for my use case, which is frustrating. I might end up installing like Garuda or something, because like I really don't want to do Manjaro, but I'd love to have Arch. Okay, let's see if it crashes this time. God damn it, I was kind of really hoping it would crash again. But it's not, so it's just beta update related. That's unfortunate. But I mean, it is what it is. It's a beta update, so no big deal. So we can just kind of keep going. So another program that I install on my distros that's really helpful is Lutris. I wonder, actually, you know what? I wonder if I can just kind of do it from total download size 1.6 gigs. What the fuck? What are you doing? Well, I guess it's got to have like the fonts and everything, so. Oh, we're sorry. It looks like a problem occurred. What's going on? Something happening. Firefox just crashed. Well, can I get more details rather than just it crashed? To be fair, it could be related to me installing new stuff. So far, I'm not super, like, I'm really enjoying using Fedora, but it's just not quite what I'm looking for in terms of stability. That's kind of frustrating, but is what it is. So, what Lutris will allow us to do, Lutris is kind of like another launcher. I mostly use it for BattleNet games. It's really great for that, but you can also use it as a universal launcher for just like anything. You can even launch Linux games in it. So I'll use that for. I'll also use that for Quake 3. It's just kind of a nice. It's got a bunch of installed scripts and stuff, so you can also use it for like if you have old games that you want to install that don't come like via Steam, like you have the actual CD and like you want to install Puppet or whatever. There's install scripts that will set up Wine and it will manage the prefixes and everything for you. It's really cool. Yeah, most of what I'm going to do beyond this is just going to be customization. So Lutris is like having some issues there, it seems. SE Linux alert browser. SE Linux has detected a problem. The source process GDB. Fucking GNOME. SE Linux is preventing GDB from read access on like CHR file render D128, if you believe that. I'm not too worried about that. Lutris is kind of being a problem though. I don't know what's going on there. Oops. Lutris crashed. Well, I closed it and then it reopened anyway. So, okay. Lots of instability, not really a fan, but that could entirely just be because of GNOME, so who knows. This can integrate natively with Ubisoft Store, Origin, Epic Game Store, GOG, all that. Can also integrate with Steam natively. You've also got different kind of runners, so if you do a Steam game, it will launch it through Steam's runtime. Linux will be like native Linux programs. You can do Flatpak runners, all kinds of fun stuff. It's really cool. Yeah, so what we can do with Lutris is, so what we're going to do is we're going to hit add. We're going to search for installers. I'm going to try to think of a small game. Freedom? Hey, that exists. Okay. Brutal or just normal? Just install normal, I guess. Create a desktop shortcut. Application menu shortcut, sure. Install. So then it will run the script, which will download everything that it needs to set it all up for you. It's pretty cool. So this tells us where it's going to download from. If you have the source files already, you can hit select file and provide your own archive. I'm just going to download it. That's going to take 10 years because Steam is downloading, so we're going to pause that real quick. So we installed it. That got me a ZDoom runner. So now I can just run all of the different instances within this one ZDoom runner. That's actually kind of really nice. So if I hit play, this cannot find a game IWAD. Oh, that's a problem. Okay, well, that was a bad example. It did not show. So Freedom 1 right there. So why is it not working? Huh. That's a bizarre bug. Huh. The install script for this might just be broken, which unfortunately that happens with Linux sometimes. So you just gotta be able to manually dive in and fix things. I don't care enough to try to fix this. I was just trying to show you how the install process works for stuff. So, okay, we're gonna go ahead and launch Halo, just so we can see what the setup process is like. And also because by the time I'm done setting up all my settings, it will have finished doing the download most likely. So there's the easy anti-cheat launcher. It's a little weird and broken. I know for a while there, this was actually broken and like the menu was backwards. I clicked the quote unquote correct option. So we'll see if it actually properly works in game. And it's at least letting me log into my account. So that's a good sign, right? Look at that. Okay, it's actually letting me... Okay, so it looks like EAC is not running. So I do need to invert the options. That's okay. Like I said, I expected that, so... did it pull over my settings? No. Okay, cool. So let's reboot this real quick. I wonder if it's like actually doing anything or if it's genuinely getting stuck. Let's see. All right, well, this is also something that you're gonna want. Let's see, HTOP, IO top, and Radeon top are also really good commands as well. If you got Radeon graphics card, obviously. So if I do Radeon top, it will like give you accurate usage statistics for your Radeon GPU, which is really cool. And then IO top is the same thing, but for disk IO. So HTOP is a better top. I'm apparently using fucking all of my cores. What the fuck? So it is legitimately doing something. It's not just frozen and telling me to go fuck myself. It is like actually chewing through this crap. Wow, that is crazy. 24 threads just processing. Jesus, I can't imagine how bad this would be for somebody who like has like a more normal computer. So notice that we did not get the EAC launcher prompt. Look at that. We can matchmake. So let's see what happens if we actually try to go for a game as my fucking display cuts out. Oh my god. Yeah, either let's just do some action sack. Like fuck it, whatever. Look at that. We found people. We found a game. Connecting session. Halo 3 Fiesta. This will be good. Look at that. Oh, the mouse is like fucked. Oh, that's not right. Oh, this mouse acceleration is horrendous. Oh, this is super cool. I got a bull true. Hell yeah. Yeah, it plays super nicely. Oh, that was my fault. I swung too early. God, I'm like looking down at my other monitor. It doesn't look like it's capturing at 60. It looks like it's capturing at 30. But like, I don't know. So I apologize if it's like weird and stuttery in the recording. It could just be my monitor being stupid or something. I don't know. Yeah, it literally just performs exactly like... Wow. That was a fucking great shot. Jesus. Yeah, it's performing exactly like Halo should be performing. Like, my performance is rock solid. 240 FPS at 4K. I think my usage is a little bit higher than it's supposed to be. But I also don't typically run at 240 frames. I typically cap at 120 because there's just kind of no point. In Halo, at least, because they do interpolation. Like, the game logic is still only running at 60 hertz, so there's, you know... Oh, please, that should have been a headshot. I suck. But whatever, it works. It totally, absolutely fucking works, and I'm so excited. Alright, well, I guess now at this point I just need to figure out the random blacking out. But, yeah, so this is going to be my new daily driver for a little bit. I'm probably going to reinstall Windows as well. Like, I'll take the opportunity to reinstall Windows. I can set it up so that way I can do a VM pass-through probably a little bit better on Fedora than I could otherwise. But yeah, I'm pretty happy with things. I think I might want to look into replacing GDM just because I think like that might be causing my problems, but I don't know. But yeah, this is just kind of like a very high level overview of what I do with my distros. It's gonna change a lot as like the more I use it, the more I dial in and I can configure things and I customize things. But it's like a high level overview. Like, yeah, this is kind of what I do. This is kind of like the things that I do. This is what I consider higher priority to set up and blah. Yeah. So we're just gonna, I guess, end the video here because I'm gonna have like 5 hours of footage. I'm gonna go play some more Halo. I'll see y'all later. And don't be afraid to ask any questions or give me ideas for future videos in the comments below.